Hi, I'm David, and this is the installation guide for the EPEC electronic pin Euro cylinder by Doric. So inside the box, we have our installation guide, our programming instructions, and we have our main cylinder body, our second actuator, the fixing screw, and the Allen key for replacing the battery. Take note that there are two sets of programming instructions depending on the orientation of your cylinder. Check the orientation matches the sample below, otherwise see the standard programming video. To remove the cylinder, first look for the fixing screw that aligns with the cylinder. If it's not visible, you may need to remove the faceplate first. Remove the fixing screw. Secondly, insert the key and check that the cylinder is in the home position, and slide the cylinder out. Insert the second actuator and rotate around until you find the correct orientation. When you insert it, you should hear a beep. Enter the default pin, which is 6 sixes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it'll flash green. Remove the second actuator. The cam should now be engaged in the cylinder, and this will help during install. Insert the cylinder into the lock. Check that the cylinder either extends past the faceplate or sits flush. If it sits below the surface of the furniture, then you may need the longer 70mm cylinder. Check the function of the cylinder in the lock. Then insert the second actuator. The second actuator needs to be installed prior to inserting the cylinder fixing screw. If by mistake you put the fixing screw in first, you simply need to depress the button above the second actuator using the Allen key supplied. You'll note that once the fixing screw is inserted, you can no longer remove the actuator. So you insert the fixing screw, and the actuator is now fixed in place. If you ever need to remove the cylinder, you will need to complete the steps in the opposite order. So the fixing screw needs to be removed, and then you need to depress the button to remove the actuator. By default, the actuators spin freely. So to test the function, we're going to enter the default master code, which is 6 sixes. Lights flash green and it beeps, and you can see the cam is now engaged. If we wait 10 seconds, the actuator will automatically disengage from the cam. So we'll just count that down. And 10 seconds, and you can see the actuator is now free to spin. We can speed up that process, and I'll show you how. So if you push 6 sixes again, the cam's engaged, and you can instantly disengage it by pushing any button during that time, and it's free to spin. Okay, next you want to change the master pin. So first, hold down button number 1 for 5 seconds, and you'll enter programming mode, and you'll notice the lights flash orange to let us know we're in that mode. So next we need to enter the default master pin, which is 6 sixes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and refer to the programming instructions, but to change the master code, it's number 4. And now we've got to select a new pin. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It beeps and it wants us to confirm that code, so we'll enter it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it flashes green to let us know that new master code's accepted. So we'll just test that. So we'll enter the new master code of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can see it's operating the lock. So we'll just disengage it, so it's free to spin. And then we'll just check the old master code to make sure that no longer works. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can see it flashes red to let us know that that's no longer functional. SNIB mode allows you to activate the cylinder by a single button press from the inside actuator. So first we'll just turn around to the inside of the door now. And to activate SNIB mode, we are going to hold down 1 for 5 seconds to enter programming mode. We're going to enter the new master pin, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And to change to SNIB mode, we're going to push number 2. Okay, the actuators on the inside is now in SNIB mode. So what that allows you to do is any single button press automatically operates the inside. So this allows you to exit the home faster. And we'll just disengage that. So if we come around to the outside of the door, we'll see that you still have to enter the full code. So if we push any button, it doesn't actually operate the actuator. We've still got to enter the full code from the outside of the door. And that's SNIB mode. The cylinder will last in excess of 9,000 cycles. And when it's time to change the battery, the lights will flash orange to let you know. To change the battery, you need to undo the grub screw on the top and bottom of the second actuator. Slide the actuator off, take the battery out, replace it with a new battery, and then just check when you're putting the actuator back on that the battery terminal aligns with the battery. It should be quite difficult to put on if the orientation is not correct. So it's going to slide that on, and just make sure you apply a slight pressure to push against the springs while you're tightening the grub screws. And we've now replaced the battery.